Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Today inshallah we'll take Unit 2 from the intermediate workbook. The title of Unit 2 is The Working Week, in which we are going to, as the first one, we are going to revise what we had taken in the pre-intermediate book. It's about present simple, present continuous, passive voice, opposite adjectives, phrasal verbs, look and be. Question 1 is about the present simple, lives around the word, in which we have a list of paragraphs. So we are going to read those paragraphs and match each paragraph with the suitable person. Question 2 is a completion of question 1. So we are going to complete the sentences about the people in exercise 1. Of course, we are dealing with the present simple. Question 3, look at the answers to some questions about the people in exercise 1. Write the questions. So question 3 also is about the people in exercise number 1, in which we are going to read the answers and try to form the question for each sentence. We have 12 sentences. We ask the questions, here the answers, but in question 4 we are going to give negative answers. So complete the sentences with a negative form from a verb plus the words in brackets. So we will give the negative form of each sentence using after the verb nouns between brackets. Question 5 is about pronunciation revision, in which we are dealing with the S at the end of the word, okay, whether it is an S, the plural S, or the pronunciation of the S. So remember the rules for the pronunciation S at the end of a word. This applies the third person singular in the present simple and to plural nouns. So the pronunciation of S, whether with the verbs, which is the singular form, or with nouns, which is the plural form. After we read the pronunciation revision, we'll answer the question. The words in the box all appeared in the text about the people in exercise 1. Put them in the correct column. So here the pronunciation of S, whether it is S, Z, or is. Question 6 is about present states and actions, present simple and present continuous. Read about Liam, then complete the text about Rob and Graham and Sally. So we are going to read the text and then we will complete about the other short text. Of course, we are dealing with present simple and present continuous. Question 7, we carry on with present simple and present continuous. Is the verb form in the sentences correct or incorrect? Correct the wrong sentences. So we are going to focus on the form of the verb and to say whether the form is correct or incorrect. Part 2 of question 7, put the verbs in the correct form, present simple or present continuous. So we will read the sentences and decide whether the sentence needs a present simple or a present continuous. Question 8 is about adverbs of frequency, and we already talked about adverbs of frequency, and we said that we use them always with present simple, in which they come directly before the verb. So are the adverbs of frequency in the correct or incorrect places? Correct the wrong sentences. So we are going to decide whether the adverbs of frequency, like always and never, are in the right or in the correct place or no. Moving to the passive voice in question 9, rewrite the sentences in the passive. So we have the active voice as an example, and then we will rewrite the same sentence but moving from active to passive. Of course, we need to follow the necessary changes. Question 10 is also about active and passive. So complete the text with the correct form of the verbs, present simple, active or passive. So we'll read the text carefully and decide whether the missing verbs should be in the passive voice or in the active voice. The last part of Unit 2 is about vocabulary. Opposite adjectives. Complete the chart. Use the prefix an, in or m in the first column and a word from the box in the second column. So here we are going to form the opposite of each adjective, and of course the easiest way to form the opposite is to add un, in or im. So here is the list of the adjectives. We are going to add the suitable prefix that goes with each adjective, and then we'll give a different opposite word. Phrasal verbs. Question 12 is about phrasal verbs. The phrasal verbs look and be. Look at the dictionary extracts of some phrasal verbs with the look. So here we have examples of phrasal verbs that have the base as the verb look. Look after, look for, look forward, look out, or look up. And then we move to answer the question. Complete the sentences using a phrasal verb with look in the correct tense. So we are going to insert the same phrasal verb but in the correct tense. Part 3 of the same question. The verb to be is often followed by a particle to form a phrasal verb. Example, I am off to Egypt for 3 weeks. So we will complete the sentences with a particle from the box. Some are used more than once, so we will use the same verb, which is the verb to be, but by adding a particle after it. Here we have 10 examples. This is the end of Unit 2 from the intermediate workbook. Later on we will have the answer key for each question. Thank you so much.